Good afternoon and welcome to Suncorp Stadium for your Monday night football clash. We've got the Dolphins taking on the Knights for this top of the table clash. Joined me in the box today, we've got Anthony A. Mac McDonald. How you doing, mate?
Oh, I am stoked to be here. This is going to be an absolute cracker here, Josh. We've got a team who only won by 1 point against the Raiders last week in the Dolphins, and we got the Knights who almost suffered an upset against the Panthers. So I think both of these teams are going to come out tonight, and they're going to want to definitely prove that they deserve to be top of the table there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're closing in on our finals period of the year there, so this game's probably going to be one for the ages as we kind of get set off, ready to go for this one. Do you have any pre-game tips for this one here?
Well, this one could go either way. We've got fullback clashes at Almatangi versus Pongston, so that's going to be absolutely tasty. I reckon it's the forwards, though. We've got the likes of Nanai versus Lord, and both those boys have been around forever. So sit back. I don't know how this will go, but whatever way it goes, it's going to be entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely. As the kick's now taken up over the 20 from Deparche, with now Lord running it up. Met with some strong defence there, driving him back onto the 20 there. And you're absolutely right, Mac. This is going to be a tough clash today, made through the forwards, as the captain, Snicko, tries to get us up over the 30. 3 tackles in, but now starting to spread it to the wings. Hustler now had a bit of open space in front of him as he's dancing dangerously close to that sideline there. Bringing us back in for tackle 4. On the 40-metre line, this will be last tackle, looking to get an attacking kick in, I'd imagine. As Ole, he now kicks it down to the wing of Lee Simon. He makes a great break there over the 40. How would you rate that set there from the Dolphins?
That was a good starting set there from the Dolphins. We had some strong returns up there from the forwards, and then we had some good expansive play out there from the backs. And when it's got rainy weather like this, you know that's got to be very careful as Punch breaks up the middle.
Yeah, absolutely. Punch now. That's tackle 3 there, and they're in some good field position as they shift left to Diab. He'll now be met by a strong tackle, pushing him back to the 20-metre line. Knights set up on both sides here. Butterfield will go out to Pongston. He'll put the step on and an offload to Sadler. Last tackle here, just inside the 10. I'd imagine they'd go for a nice bomb kick towards the line. And that's what they do, going to their right side, the wing of Lee Simons, who goes back in with a tap back, to Dom Pongston. And he's brought down shortly in the line, and it'll be a changeover.
And that was some excellent. Just talking about that goal line defence there from the Dolphins, the break up the middle there from the Knights definitely put themselves into some excellent attacking position. And the Dolphins, they're already almost out of their own half, so 5 minutes in, and this is already a cracker of a game.
Absolutely. That run there from Almatangi there sets them up nicely for a good set as Snow now gets driven back about 43 metres out from his try line. We now look to go to Lord. He'll shift it out to Speedman. Speedman will step 1 and get tackled. Speedman, he's been a good player there for the Dolphins this year, I'd have to say. He's been one of their best players on their wing, as Deparche is now tackled on the 30-metre line for last tackle. As we see the ball, a little bit of a mistake there from the dummy half, and Snicko will tidy it up 25 metres out. Bit of an interesting set there from the Dolphins.
An unfortunate end there. They were barreling up the field quite well there for a second, but unfortunately Snicko, he's short, but he's not that short. So that cutout pass out to the number 7 on the number 6 would have worked well if Snicko hadn't gotten in the way. So they're going to have to rely on their defence now.
Absolutely. As now Butterfield, he'll march it up just shy of halfway there for tackle 3. As Nanai now, he'll offload it to Christie. He'll make a break. He'll get past 1 and offload it back to Nanai. He'll get driven back onto the 40-metre line. Bit of a good stay here from the Knights. Lots of offloads and forward runs, as we kind of expected. As June now, he'll make it up to just shy of the 20-metre line for last tackle. We'll see which way the Knights go here, if they go the short attacking kick or if they go the bomb. Same thing here. Diab just got in the way, and not a great set end there for the Knights.
No, and I suppose this is part of the intensity that these two teams bring against each other, that they're prone to make a mistake every now and then because their eyes are so much on the opposition. So the Dolphins, already on the 42nd tackle, this might prove quite a costly mistake here from the Knights.
Absolutely. It's Nico now, second big run of the set there. He's now got them up in their 20-meter line, just over the 20-meter line, sorry, in the red zone with 3 tackles left, sorry. As Sano now, he'll offload it to Ole. Ole will be met by some rather tough Newcastle defence there. So we got Cox to Hustler, and he'll be... Again, this Newcastle line is quite strong when they're close in that red zone there, as we've just seen the last couple tackles. Last tackle for the Dolphin. Lord will put the bomb up directly in the middle with a tap back to no one. And Nanai, he's away. There's space in front of him. And he looks like to be going home. I think it's Lord here. He's chasing pretty heavy. And Nanai, great run there. That's an amazing run there for a lock forward to get past Almatangi at fullback there. And to, run, 90 meters? That's an insane effort from the lock forward.
And that just shows you to be in the right place at the right time takes a bit of skill there from Nanai, and the fact he was able to goosey out of that dive tackle there for Amatangi and just keep on running and keep outpacing the rest of that back line. That's some special stuff from Nanai. So 10 minutes in, this game is starting to have a little bit of everything.
Absolutely. Look, Monday Night Football brings out the best and the worst in both teams, and we're seeing that here. It's a different environment you step into. Just that buzz of Suncorp Stadium, it'll get the best of you on most days. So, and it seems to have gotten the best of the Dolphins to start off this 10 minutes.
Now, what's interesting here is that the Knights, they're equal best defence so far. So the Dolphins can't keep letting them get away with little errors like that or little breaks here and there, because if you don't score on the Knights and if you don't keep them out, they are going to punish you every second of the night.
Absolutely, and we've kind of seen it a couple times with the offload passes. Nano now he's in some more space and an offload, but my Cuzzy there he was making it back there, and just again, like you said before, right place, right time. As the Dolphins now 40 meters out, will have an opportunity to try and level the scores. And as we go, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to bring up the some stuff in the media earlier in the week that tonight's matchup between McCuzzy and his offsider, Driscoll, over on the other side, is one of the tastier matchups tonight. So we're going to see, hopefully fairly soon.
Oh, that was an interesting pass there.
Yeah. And there we go. Talking about McCuzzy just then, and straight over the line there, Josh.
Absolutely. It was great ball running there from Malakazi to hit that open space. The pass, though, from Tamiha, it was a bit flat in my opinion. I'd probably err on the other side of that. But again, great way to hit back on the scoreboard there, hitting a hole and just running with it. He played to the whistle, and Kieran Wells now, he'll have an opportunity to level the scores.
And a little bit unfortunate there. It went straight over Nanai's head, and I think he was still a bit puffed from having to run off 90 metres down the field. So SRL, the footy, it's a game of centimetres sometimes, not even inches. And here we are, all locked up at 6-all.
Absolutely, 6-all. We're 12 minutes in. We've seen a lot of back and forth. This game, it's going to have everything in it tonight. They're going to not leave anything out to chance, especially with kind of this being a top of the table clash. First v third, I believe it is, or second v third.
First v third.
Yeah,
first
cool.
v third. Yeah, depending on. Yeah, no, it'll be the depending on what happened the game before, I should say.
Alrighty, as we get Ole now, he'll pass it off to Balbroa. He's had a really strong game so far, Nico. Lots of impactful runs there as we get him on the 15. And the ball will now go up to Deparche. Another strong run, couple of meters gained here. Ole back on the inside to Almatangi. He'll step one defender. Ponkston will make the cover tackle. We're just shy of halfway here on tackle 3. As the Dolphins will shift it out now. Mike Huzzy, he's been great the last probably 5 minutes. He's had an impactful 5 minutes here, and he'll take another decent-sized run to bring us to tackle 4. Departure now flat-footed a bit, throws the inside ball to Seymour. As we get set up for last tackle, as the Dolphins now, they'll shift it out to Snow. Snow will put the deep kick in down all the way to Rashford. Miko now here will take it to 15 metres out of their try line. And anything to say on that set there?
Well, you can see the Dolphins are definitely warming into their game now tonight. Even though it's raining out there, they're definitely not taking any conservative measures here, and they're throwing the ball around as much as they probably want to, probably a bit too much considering some of those passes in the previous set. And now the Dolphins, the Knights are probably going to have to rely on a 40-20 here, Josh.
Yeah, as they seem to get set for it, the kick from Butterfield, it does not go the right way they were expecting. Almatangi, he'll clean up and take it over the 40-metre line as he's still charging. That's a great run there from the fullback. As Wells will get it out to Snow and to Balbroa. He'll be tackled just directly on the halfway line for tackle 2. Dolphins are shaping up for a good attacking set here as Chapman now. Chapman, he'll come infield a bit, staying away from that sideline. Ole, he'll decide to take his own hit up here. Tackle 4 with 30-odd metres out. There's a bit of a shuffle there from the dummy half, and Almatangi's in space. Ponkston will try and tackle, but I think Almatangi's going to fall over the line here.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's definite yet because that's tackle from Sadler. He's trying his hardest there.
Oh, that's close.
No,
I think he's short.
Oh, no, there's some
good call from referee Tyre here to send it upstairs. That was too close to call on field, and they've given it the green light. The Bunkers were happy they've seen what they've seen. Dolphins will now take the lead, 10-6, with a kick to come.
And so far, it looks like Ponkston's Amatangi's getting it over Ponkston just a bit, getting around his ankle tap there. And Sadler tried his best to hold on to him, but alas, it's hard to get Almatangi and keep him out from scoring sometimes.
Absolutely. Kieran Wells now, he will successfully slot this kick to make the Dolphins go up 12 points to 6. I guess this first 20 minutes has been really action-packed. I mean, to see it that close there, go upstairs to the bunker. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't take more time to review that one. That was very close.
And in about 2 minutes, we're going to have another very interesting battle. We're going to have the battle of the best names in the SRL. We've got the likes of Buster Groove coming on for the Dolphins. And on the other side, we're going to have someone called Ben Dishwasher, which is absolutely fantastic to watch. So in about a minute and a half, Snicker goes off for a lovely rest. And we'll see if the Dolphins can keep up this intensity.
Absolutely. Snicko's been great so far for the first half as the Lord made a great break from his own 20. Wells, they'll get it out to Ole, to Balbroa again. He's a bit of a workhorse today. He's just trying to get the most out of his first 20 minutes. There's an offload now into Lord. Lord will get taken back just before the halfway line. Tackle 4. Bit of a reserve set there from the Dolphins this week as Cox now, he'll make a break and an offload. And it'll be 7 tackle set coming up for the night. Bit of a mistake there.
Yeah, it looks like Captain Borsons has put his foot up the backside of his teammates and told them to actually get their arms around the players there. So bit of loose ball play just then, and the Knights, we'll see if they can steamroll themselves back up the other end of the field.
Absolutely, as that's a great heads up from Sadler there to try the dummy half run, and that's a monster of a tackle there. I think that's from Departure. Butterfield now, he'll take the hit up here. Last tackle now. Bit of a nothing set from the Knights, so they didn't make too many meters. The Dolphins definitely had their number, as Borsons will take the kick down to Seymour, and he'll make the run back upfield. Stepping, I think that's... sorry, I can't see from up here. It's a bit of a distance away from the field. As we get the ball back into Wells. Wells, he'll straighten up. As we see now, I believe the prop forward rotation has changed. I don't think Snicko's out there anymore. I think we'll see Buster Groove, like you said, as he just takes that run there. And Zegarini. 4 tackles in. As we go to Snow, Almatangi, he'll step 1 and get wrapped up by Borson's 35 metres out. Kick to come on the last. Snow now, he'll put the deep punt kick all the way to Rashford, and he'll step 1 and get wrapped up on the 20. bit of an interesting set there. We've seen the prop rotation change out. What are your thoughts, AMAC, as Ponkston now makes a massive break over halfway?
Well, like I said, the proper rotation is going to be vital here because we've got some very big names off the field at the moment. It's very hard to push up through the middle if you don't have Bro or DePace. And likewise, with the Knights there, they're going to be missing Diab and Punch. So this is where the back line has to step through, and we've already seen Ponkston make a lovely break up the field. So the intensity is definitely not going to be let off. It's just going to shift around the field just a little bit, I think, Josh.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree. I think the backs will step up here as Nanai now makes a kick down to Seymour again. And he'll step one, and Ponkston will make the cover tackle. I think the Knights probably worth trying to kick somewhere else there. That's a couple times now where Seymour has made that break back through, as Seymour makes a great run and throws it back to Anderson. As the Knights now will get set back up in enemy territory for this set. We've got 5 tackles coming up within the 40. As Ben Dishwasher now, he takes his first hit up of the game. Stadler will go out to Nanai. Nanai now will crush it up over the 20-metre line, setting them up pretty well. 3 tackles in. Butterfield will take a half hit up here and will be set up on the 10-metre line. Borson's now, he'll take it himself. As we see, Ponkston looks to be in position for a kick here. No, I was wrong. Ball right to Seymour and steps around the centre there, and Lee Simons, who'll wrap him up. Tackle 1 for the Dolphins. Bit of a better set there, I'd say, there from the Knights. What would you say, AMAC?
Yeah, the set was absolutely perfect, except for that last little kick, which landed probably a metre or 2 further than it probably needed to. So they were able to hold the Dolphins to their line, and they might be able to hold them in their half, depending on what this kick comes.
100%. As they're in 40-20 range, and Speedman, he'll take the kick his own. Got good distance. The angle is not great, but it's a good way to turn the ball over in their 10-metre line. As Lee Simons, he'll have to clean it up, wary of the line. As we have Nanai now, he'll offload it to Ben Dishwasher, and Dishwasher, he'll push it up over the 20. As we shift left to Driscoll, and he'll be tackled just on the 30-metre line. A lot of work the Knights have to do in this set to get out of that space. As Ponkston now, he'll step one and wrapped up by the defence of Almatangi. There's been a great fullback v fullback battle at the moment, as this Driscoll, he's in a hole and offloads to Butterfield, who gets it out to Rashford. He's dangerously close to the sideline there. The last tackle, I'm assuming they'll head back infield. Sadler now, he'll put the bomb up just shy of the try line, and no kick chasers got close enough there. With Ponkston, he was just a little bit late there, I'd have to say. No effect on the kick.
Yeah, and it was, the beginning of the last set, we were on the 10-metre line down the other end of the field, and it just shows you how much of a seesawing effort some of these arm wrestles can become. And now the Dolphins are struggling to get out of their half, and it's already 4th tackle.
Yeah, 4th tackle with Segarini here. We're about 36 metres out. As he'll go for the 40-20. It's got the angle, but does not have the length. As the Knights will get it 33 odd metres out from the try line.
Probably not a bad kick from Snoke. He's made sure that he's at least got it into the other end of the field, and if you can't really make sure you can get it as far down as you possibly can, a restart here is probably the next best option, because you don't want the likes of Rashford or Ponkston or even Lee Simons breaking on off the field and scoring on you when your forwards are tired.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the next best thing there. If you can't get the 40-20, you've got the bounce out to touch, which stops the play. As Rashford, he'll now take a run. He'll step one defender there and wrapped up shy of the 40. 3rd tackle now, as we see the grind set of an SRL game kind of come to the forefront here, as it's tough going and they're not making lots of meters now. Both teams, they're getting kind of stuck within the 40s. As Borson's, he'll take another 4th tackle hit up here. As the Knights now set, bit of a mistake there. Christie will get the ball. Lack of communication, I have to put that down to, as the Knights, they'll turn it over on the Dolphins 30.
Yeah, definitely a lot coming into the fore now. We've got the fatigue really hitting for those tired middles. We've got the rain still pelting down and making things extra soggy, extra wet. And we've got a team like the Knights trying to make sure that they can get into the half time, at least at a 12-12. Oh, there we go.
And that's going to help them there. That intercept from Christie, right place, right time again, coming back from his last run. As Driscoll, he'll now take the hit up and he'll be second tackle and 30 metres out. As Butterfield, he'll put it in the inside there for Nanai. As this is some great field position for the Knights to go into that break at the forefront. Driscoll now nearly poking his nose through. Fourth tackle, and Knights just over 10 metres out. As Butterfields, he'll get it to Dishwasher, and Dishwasher will take a nice hit up, set up for last. We've got halves on either side of the ruck here. They'll go to Butterfield, and Butterfield will try and put the kick on, but he'll drop the ball. As Cox now, he'll pick it up just behind their 10-metre line. As the Knights let him off pressure there. 7 tackles to get out of their own 10, as Hustler is driven back.
I think the Knights were also pretty lucky there that Cox got wrapped up in the tackle that Butterfield spilled the ball, because Cox has got the speed to bust off down the field there. So the Dolphins will be a little bit hard done by there, and it looks like the Knights, with their defence winning comp, have already turned the screws on the Dolphins here.
Yeah, as we're fourth tackle, we're now 30 metres out. It's been a good defensive set here from the Knights to limit the damage that knock-on from Butterfield caused, as we're now last tackle, 28 metres totally gained. So a defensive success, I'd have to say. The Dolphins are in 40-20 range, but that did not have the power on there, as Ponkston, he'll take it. And the Knights will start their set just over halfway.
And again, back-to-back sets like this in your own half, they can be an absolute stamina killer. So the Dolphins, they're going to have to nut up here, because if they don't, the Knights are going to sail over.
Absolutely. There's only so many sets you can take back-to-back before the line breaks. And I'd have to say it'd be the Driscoll or Ponkston that make that break happen. They've been on fire so far to start the game. As now Ponkston, he will try and get past, I believe that's Buster Groove, and it'll be last tackle. Not much done with that set there. We've gone 30 metres total, as Boston's, he'll put it up. It'll bounce for no one, and Amatangi there can breathe a bit of a sigh of relief, as that went relatively favourable. It could have gone a lot worse there, letting that bounce on the try line.
Yeah, that's always a risk and reward scenario there, because if you don't time that perfectly there, if you're the defending team, then the Knights could very easily have grabbed that ball. But the way he timed it, if he can grab the ball and get around that first line of defence, Amatangi could have steamed off up the field. So about
100%. You had 3 Knights defenders coming in too. So 3 Knights attackers that are closing in. So again, the Knights now, they will start their set within the 40 for the kind of the third set in a row. They're starting in their half. They must be getting pretty tired out there, as Butterfield, he'll take a hit up on the 30-metre line. Going to the left side again, June, he'll try and put the step on, but that's not fooling anybody. He's wrapped up, third tackle in. Sadler will go to Diab. He's returned back to the field there, I'd assume, to finish the half off. As Driscoll now closing in on half-time with about 30 seconds left. This would be the last chance they'd have to go into half-time with that positive score. And Hustler, he collects that cleanly, and this will see us into half-time.
Hello, NRL Hotel. How can I help?
Yeah, g'day. I'd like to organise an early checkout, please.
How does the 60-minute mark of the grand final sound?
Perfect.
But I booked a final spot in round 10.
Sir, it looks like that was cancelled in round 13. So if you could just move aside, though, we've got some genuine top 8 teams about to check in. There you go.
What?
All the best.
Really?
Penthouse.
Oh, you have got to be joking.
Going up the was?
Nah, down.
Yo!
Sir, we've had some complaints. Is there any chance you can wrap this party up soon?
Yeah, sure. Just give us another couple of seasons, all right?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Is that all you're going to do to stop them?
Better than you managed.
Yes, rooms. Yeah, send up another 5 utility players, please.
Right away, sir. And shall I send up some more Panthers?
Ooh, sounds delish.
Any baggage, sir?
Yeah, heaps.
Try 38 years worth.
Jeez Louise.
Can I help you?
Yeah, actually, got any wins against top 8 teams in here somewhere?
No, just have towels.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Hey SRL fans, want to support the league further? Join the Simulation Rugby League Patreon. Get exclusive access to additional content, early access to league releases and supporter-only giveaways and upgrades. Whatever you're looking for, we have something for every fan. When you become a Patreon, you're more than just a spectator. You're a crucial part of our team. Your support helps us keep delivering the high-quality matches and content that you love, and it ensures that we can keep the SRL experience growing for fans of all ages. It's super simple. Head to our Patreon page, pick the tier that's right for you, and you're in. Every bit of support helps us grow and makes the SRL an even better place for everyone. Now, back to the game.
Alrighty, welcome back to Suncorp Stadium for your second half of the Monday Night Football clash. The Dolphins led the break 12-6 at halftime. AMAC, any thoughts on how the Knights can turn this around?
Well, the Knights have got to give it to their strike players a bit much. Dom Pongston, he's been trying his best out there, but the Dolphins, they've been smothering him as much as possible, and the same for Rashford over on the wing. I said it earlier in the game that the Knights, they've got one of the best defensive sides in the league. Right now, they need more of attack than they need defence there, Josh.
Absolutely. We took a bit of a peek at the stats at halftime as Rashford there held up tackle 3 just over 30. We saw that for the Knights, we saw that Nanai, he was leading the run meters helped significantly by that 100-metre try that he scored earlier in the first half. But if we flip over to the Dolphins side, Snicko, he had 23 minutes and he had over 100 run meters. So as you can see, some really intense work there from Snicko at the Dolphins and even Nanai there to run for over 100 meters. As we now see them turn it over with Seymour now, he will step around and be tackled on the 30. And Amatangi now, he'll break, and that's a desperate dive tackle there from Dom Pongston, wrapping them up just over halfway. As Hustler, he will try and bust through the line, but he'll be driven back by Driscoll and Nathan Macquarie. As Shaq Attack now, he's onto the field after the halftime break, getting the offload to his counterpart who also came on with him, Connell. Fourth tackle now, Speedman, he'll step one, and he'll set them up nicely here. Fifth tackle, and we're just outside the 10-metre zone. As the ball go to Snow, try the grubber kick, but it's knocked on. Sadler's now in open space.
He's off.
He's gone. He has gone all the way. As the Knights now, they will hit back in a spectacular fashion. We'll now have a kick to come to tie us back up.
That was honestly a little bit of a brain fart kick there from the Dolphins, and Sadler, well, he saw Nanai do it earlier in the first half, and he definitely wanted to upstage the big guy. So there he is, 100-metre of his own, and we're about to be 12 all, Josh.
Absolutely. Barring any commentator's curse, of course. I trust Butterfield's capabilities to get this one over, as he does exactly that. So it did not take long there to get us back to level scores, level playing fields. I guess, as a captain yourself there, and Mac, what's kind of the message you'd be saying to your team to help them kind of keep calm and kind of push forward and take the lead?
Well, if I was Snicko Bro, I'd be telling my team that both of those tries so far have been absolutely freak tries based off some dodgy fifth play tackles. They've been able to keep the Knights' attacking side out with some really, really strong defence.
Punches and he's in some clear space. I guess Mike Borson's his message to them at halftime has worked. There's Macquarie now in some open space too. The Dolphins, they better tighten up their middle pack here, as the Knights are looking to expose it. As now Nanai, he will barge over the top and he will set them up. We're tackled 2 and we're just over 10 metres out now. Third tackle will go out to Driscoll. Driscoll, he'll try and tuck it under and go himself. 4 tackles gone. Good field position. Macquarie now, he'll try and barge over. He gets over the line, but the Dolphins defense will wrap him up and put him on his back. Referee Sonny Tyre just wanting to double check his eyes did not deceive him.
I think wanting to make sure he gets a little bit extra pay there for referring it back up to the bunker. There's your no try.
As the Dolphins now, they'll start, the Knights now will have one more tackle on the 10-metre line. Butterfield will try that sneaky kick again as Ponkston, he'll get it down. It looks like it's spilled out, but yeah. Referee Will Kay was happy with what he saw. He saw downwards pressure, and the Knights now, they'll go up with a kick to come.
Well, that was just some combined excellence there from the Knights forward pack, both bench players and their starting forwards. This, if you're a young forward in the league, this is exactly what you want to do for your coach, because if you're a forward and you can get up the other end of the field, that's when you can pass it off to your strike players like Ponkston, and they thank you every day of the week for putting them in those positions.
100%. And we've seen Butterfield try this kick a couple of times there, especially in the first half, and it hasn't played off. But this time it certainly paid off, as the Knights now, they will take command of this game, 18 points to 12, with about 34 minutes to play. Still plenty of time for the Dolphins to hit back again.
Yep. Although this is one of those things the Knights do. They come out very slow in the first half and then they just run away with it in the second. So if the Dolphins want to stop this from happening, stop the runaway from occurring, they need to start buckling down again, and they can't let Punch run another 40 metres.
Yeah, absolutely. As Punch now, he'll try to do the same thing, but they've learned from their defence there, as they will wrap him up 20 metres out. And Macquarie now, he'll try and punch it up the middle. Sadler, he'll get it out to Butterfield, so he'll get it out to Driscoll. Driscoll, he's been a little bit quiet this game, especially if you kind of compare him to the likes of Punch, Dishwasher, and Nanai. But still, plenty of time for Driscoll to impact on this game more than he has. As Butterfield, he'll try the 40-20 kick in good range. As Almatungi, he'll sweep it up there just shy of the halfway line, managing to stay in field.
And again, as Hustler.
He'll make a break. He's away. Ponkston there with the attempt at a dive tackle, and he's just mistimed it there as Hustler gets around him on it, and he will hit right back for the Dolphins. Strap yourself in, SRL fans. We're in for a cracker.
Well, the first half, it was all tackle, defence, and very little getting across the line. And this half, both teams are just throwing all caution to the wind, and there's been nothing but attack. Defence is optional.
Absolutely. That's a great play there from the Dolphins, as Wells now, he'll look to tie this game up. Again, very confident in the ability there to get this one over the posts. We're directly in the middle. Again, barring any commentator's curse, I've had some rather spoiled luck lately with commentator's curse, so glad to see I'm not bearing on the game today. So, Anthony, I guess we've seen a couple scores since halftime. We're tied up again. I guess, what's your thoughts of the game? Do we think we're going to have some more tries being scored, or do you think they're going to switch into defense mode?
Well, I mean, at the moment, attack is winning, so I don't think either captain will be saying slow down on the attack, and both captains will probably be saying nut up in defense.
Bit like that, I'd say.
Just like that. What we need to see is one team winning that arm wrestle. And I think it's not going to be until we have those 60-minute interchanges and maybe even the lock interchange before we see a difference in these teams, because at the moment they are neck and neck and it is hard to separate them.
Absolutely. Now, as Waikazi there, he'll set us up 35 metres out from his own try line for tackle 4, as they'll get out to Seymour, trying to sneak down that touchline. Lee Simon's not falling for it at all there. Last tackle, just shy of halfway, as Connell now, he'll put the kick downfield, and Ponkston will turn around to catch it, but he'll make a break. He'll get past Speedman, I believe it is, and tackled on the 30 to start their set.
Yeah, a much better set there from the Dolphins and a much better kick. I think kicking's been a bit of a sore point for both teams tonight, and you can understand that with the way the weather's working. But if you can ice those 10% plays a little bit more consistently, you put your team in a much better position.
Absolutely. Yeah, we can kind of see now the weather and fatigue's making a bit of an impact of the game there, as both teams have not gone too far on meters there, as the Knights making 30 meters there, just getting shy of the Dolphins 40 on this last tackle play. As Nanai, he'll put the kick downfield now. He'll turn around Almatungi and Seymour. As Seymour now, he'll try and get past one, but is driven back by Punch, I believe it is. Lord now, he'll try the same thing. This Knights defense has been solid to start off the second half here. They're definitely taking your message on board there, AMAC, just kind of nut up in defense there. They're not letting much get past them.
Yeah, and it's very tiring trying to work out of your half like that. So, as Lord, wonderful break up the field.
Wonderful break up field and an offload to Snow here. 4th tackle, and they've turned the set around now. They're on their halfway. Chris Lord, he'll take another hit up. The Dolphins will be looking for a deep kick to the corners, I'd have to say here. Outside of 40-20 range for them, over the 40-meter line. As Lee Simons, he'll grab the ball back. He'll put the step on Speedman, but he'll be wrapped up still on the 30-meter line. As Ponkston, he'll take it himself here, and he'll make a breakthrough as he gets pushed back over halfway.
It's some smart play there, kicking down to Simons, because when you've got some tired defenders on your side, you do not want to kick it to the likes of Rashford and his patented breaking off down the field and winning the game for the Knights. So 4th tackle, 40 meters. It looks like we're hitting that arm wrestle grindstone again, Josh.
Yeah, absolutely. As again, we see some relatively low meters made per set here. We're looking at about 40 meters a play, so 40 meters a set. As Borson's here now put the kick through down to Chapman. He'll make the return. No one in front of him, as Ponkston, he'll have to come across in cover defense. So yeah, we're definitely in that grind phase of SRL footy to kind of set us up for a fantastic finish, 18 points apiece. Jack attack now. He'll take another run. I believe he'll be one of the players that will be interchanged coming up shortly. He's had a bit of an impact today. Cox now, he'll take us up for last tackle in the middle of the SRL logo. As Ole, he'll get the kick down sort of the middle of the field there, turning Miko Rashford around. And that's some great line defense there to not let him past.
Yep, and this is exactly what the Dolphins need. They need to make sure they keep the Knights strike players trapped in those corners. They need to make sure that they can keep the Knights trapped within their own 30 or 40. And that's basically the only way they're going to beat the Knights, because, well, the Knights, they've only lost one game this season so far.
Absolutely, yeah. They've been really formidable this year, the Knights, as we see it kind of in the attack and the defense for them. As you said, they're equal best defense. As the Dolphins now, they'll limit them to 40 meters for the set, halfway between the 40 and 50 meter line, as now Vakama, he'll kick it down all the way to Seymour, and he'll make a run. He'll make a decent break there. 30 meters is where he'll get up to. This seems to be the Knights' defensive line. It was just a bit lacking there, I'd have to say.
That's your second.
And, well, we're about to hit the 60-minute mark, and that was a tricky ball. That was close there. So there we go. We got some Dolphins running off the field, and they'll be the first to benefit from some very fresh bench players.
Yeah, absolutely. The bench players there, they're going to make a massive difference. As we see Balboa there, just straight on the field, and he's already taken a hit up there and an offload to Connell. Not waiting around to get involved, Snicko there is. He's leading from the front, as captains should. Snow now, he'll put the kick down into the corner of Lee Simon. And Lee Simons, he'll be wrapped up by 3 defenders. Waikazi is one of them. That is a great tackle there. All right. Get that into Newcastle.
Well, again, the pace straight off the bench. He might not have got the ball to run like Snicko did, but he definitely had the shoulders to put Christie on the ground. So the Knights, their bench forwards are on now, or their bench props, I should say, because one of them definitely isn't a forward. We'll see if that turns the tide before both of our locks leave the field.
Absolutely. As Butterfield, he'll kick it down to Seymour. They seem to target Seymour as the wing there the night. And it's a bit of a mixed bag of results for them. They've had some successful defenses against him, and he's made some breaks as well. So as Departure now, he'll make the rundown with the dive tackle attempt. He's still going. He's up over the 20. This is some great field position for the Dolphins. We're tackled to, and we're 20 meters out from the try line as we go right to Ole. He will take the hit up, settling the play. Wells, he'll hit it right again with the inside ball to Almatangi, steaming in on that one. But Luke Driscoll is not letting him pass. Connell, he'll throw the intercept ball back to Ole. 85 meters gained on the set there. The run from Departure, would have definitely helped get them down there. As we now see a kick, it's a bit deep, but Christie, he'll run it dead and give the ball back to the Dolphins.
I don't think Christie had any choice but to do that. There's probably enough weight on the ball to get it over the line, but you can't give them any chance like that. So Christie did the right play there.
Absolutely.
They're going to rely on their defense now.
Absolutely. That is the best case scenario they could have got out of there. There was no way they were running it out. And it might have had enough weight on there, but it also might have sat up. Suncorp Stadium has a funny bounce, especially in wet weather. So good choice there from the Knights to give the ball back off of a dropout. As we're now 3 tackles in, Connell now, he'll settle it halfway between the 20 and 30. As we'll shift it left to Waikazi, he'll wind up for a run. As we now will come back infield, come back right now, Snow to Almatangi, out to Ole. Driscoll again, he will drive him back away from his try line. He's definitely stepped up since the last time we saw him earlier in the half. He's definitely taken those words of wisdom. As the Knights now put it up for Lee Simons, he'll step 1, but he'll be driven right back to where he was, where he caught it from.
And again, we've still got that arm wrestle as we see an errant lock almost interrupt the play there. It's going to take some momentary brilliance, I think, to break this deadlock, Josh.
Absolutely, momentary brilliance, just like that run from Luke Driscoll. We were praising him just before about his tackling in defence there. He's taken it straight from defence and he's taken an attack there to make that break and offload. As the Knights now, they'll set off 40 metres out from the try line on 4th tackle. Driscoll, who'll take another run for the stat here. 5 tackles gone, halfway between 30 and 40. Butterfields, he'll put the kick in down to Seymour's wing. Defence is a little bit behind there as we kind of see him get around 1 and wrapped up by, I believe it's Mike Borsons who wraps him up. And Departure, he'll try and wind up to break through a hole.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get much out of either team because you can already see that fatigue starting to wear them down thin. Very interesting there. Lord is still on the field, so that's probably a feather in the cap there from the Dolphins to have a veteran of Lord's quality still there, punching up the middle.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, as we set up 4th tackle, they're going for the kick early. 40-20 range. They've got the distance. They've got the bounce, and that's 40-20. I was just mentioning the bounce of Suncorp Stadium gets a bit funky, and there it is. That's display there as Lord now. He'll make another breakthrough. Dolphins closing in on breaking this deadlock as they go right back on the infield. Oh dear, that was interesting. But they'll get the ball back.
I think that's probably, again, best case scenario there for the Knights. It scones Diab straight in the head there and spilled down on the ground for a little bit. But, that was a bit of a line ball.
Oh. As it's a big tackle there to start off that defensive set. We're closing in on full time, possibly even golden point. We're 10 minutes out. Both teams stuck in the deadlock. Dolphins in good field position with Speedman now. They'll get it out to Lord. Lord will get it out to Balbroa. He'll try and steam up the field further as wrapped up 4th tackle on the 10-metre line. The Dolphins, they'll continue going right, getting the ball out to Hustler. Hustler, he'll try and get it out to his wing, but he is wrapped up. Last tackle, we're in the red zone. ball out to Ole, and Ole will get wrapped up. No chance to get the kickoff there. As the Knights, they'll have 90 to 100 metres there to run for themselves.
And that's why the Knights have one of the best defences in the comp. They saw Ole there. They saw the danger man. They made sure he was nowhere near field goal territory, and they rushed up on him. But having said that, the Dolphins, they are muscling up here, and it's going to be difficult for the Knights to do anything to get out of this half.
Absolutely. As we see there, they're ganging up 2 in a tackle here to restrict them. We're third tackle, and we're 10 metres out from the try line. We need an inspirational run here as Boston tries to get them out of trouble. We're now 4 tackles out. As Parks, he'll get it back on the inside to Sadler, and we're just over the 30-metre line. We're sort of in that 40-20 territory, but it'll be a kick to get there, as there's no angle on that one. It'll bounce just over the 20 for Chapman. As Chapman, he'll step around 1 and wrapped up by Ponkston. Would you be kind of thinking field goal territory here, AMAC, or would you be trying to go for the 4-point score, considering there's 7 minutes or 6 or 7 minutes left?
Well, considering our last try was almost 20 minutes ago, they've got to get in position for that field goal. And it's going to, if I know Snicko like I know Snicko, it is going to be killing his heart rate right now that they could possibly win by 2 field goals in 2 weeks. But the Knights, they are not letting the Dolphins get anywhere near field goal territory.
Oh, as that's spilt there by Departure, Boston's in great position there, ready to make the tackle, but ends up ball in hand. As the Knights now, they'll look to head over the halfway line and get themselves in field goal territory, as we're now 5 minutes before full time and before possibly going into golden point. As Diab, he will make up for that drop ball, or that falcon, we should say, earlier in his half. As the Knights will now go left to Driscoll. Driscoll, he'll look to try and break through. We're 10 metres out. 3 tackles gone. We're in field goal territory here. I would have probably gone for it earlier, just you don't want to get too close, but we're now 4th tackle. I think they're committing to the try here. Rashford tackled. June, he'll pass it out, and he'll throw it again. He was in for all money there. He was over the line. He had to put the ball down, and he's thrown the ball to Diab, and Diab put on his back.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a brain fart, but they might be in range for the field goal now, so they've got one tackle.
That's right. Last tackle. They'll be 10 metres out. You've got halves on either side as they go for the field goal, and they slot it. Butterfield, ice in his veins. The Knights will take the lead 19 points to 18 with, I believe it is about 4 minutes, about 3.5 minutes till full time.
Yeah, I feel for those Dolphin fans in Suncorp at the moment, because they've gone from elation at stopping that try from happening to absolute pain at having to see that field goal cross. But these are the Dolphins, and if we know anything about the SRL, it's not over until the fat lady sings.
Absolutely, as we've seen it happen a couple times in recent weeks. Scores are changed and last minute equalizers and match winners. So strap yourselves in. We've still got 3 minutes left of this game, and the Dolphins, they're going to have something to say about this, as it's a loopy pass back to Diab. 3 tackles out now. Sadler will go to Butterfield. He'll pass it back to Parks. The Dolphins are muscling up in defence there. They'll look to probably get one more set from this here, so they're going to want to try and keep them as close to their try line as they possibly can. Last tackle now. The Knights, they look to get a long kick down out of their territory. As Butterfield, he'll kick it. It's not a great kick there. Almatungi, he'll break through. Almatungi's got space in front of him. See you later. He has just taken this game into his own hands and hit back. Don't worry about the 1 point. Go for the 4 point.
And just like that, Butterfield has gone from the hero of the Steel City to the villain. He has not had a good night with the boot, or I should say it's been rocks and diamonds with the boot for Butterfield tonight. And again, I don't want to say the Dolphins have won it, because there's still 1 minute left to go, and anything could happen, Josh.
Absolutely. Anything can happen. We're about to most likely see the Dolphins go up by a further 2 points. 24-19. That's 5 points the difference. Look, that's definitely possible, as we see once this kickoff is made, the Knights will have 1 minute to get the ball back and to score a try. So The job's not impossible, but it's not very easy at all. As we see the deep kick off there, Butterfield, he'll give it to Ole. Departure now, he'll take a run. As we see the defense, they're shooting out, trying to get a hit up there to spill the ball. As Waikazi, Borson's, he'll take the tackle there. He'll wrap him up 20 meters out. Speedman will go to Snow. He'll go out to Departure again with an offload, risky offload there, as this will be it. We'll have one tackle left and the Dolphins will have won it. We won't have one more tackle. The Dolphins have taken this game from the death.
My God, we said it earlier in the match, almost 5 minutes in, that this game would have everything, and it did. Taking nothing away from the Knights there. That was an absolute smashing Monday night footy match.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a great way to kick off your week, having Monday night football at Suncorp Stadium, end to end like this. 24-19, Dolphins are our winners. Newcastle were agonisingly close. As we now take a look at some more of the stats here. As we see, Dolphins, obviously more tries, more conversions. Possession was split 50-50. 20 out of 26 completions there for the Dolphins and 22 out of 25 there. So Newcastle completing their sets at a higher rate. Dolphins with more errors as well. No penalties as well. That's good discipline from both teams. Tackles, again, they're split even, 180 tackles apiece. Missed tackles, 19 versus 23. And line break 36 over 30. So, look, I don't know about you there, AMAG, but to me, this means we've had a very evenly matched, hard to split game, especially kind of with so much of those stats there being so close, if not being equal.
Yeah, and in the end, it was that last 5 minutes with some momentary brilliance and some momentary brain farts here and there that was the only reason those teams were able to split. I reckon if the Knights had another 5 minutes, they might have been able to turn the tides again, but thankfully it's an 80-minute game, and Snicko Bro will be very happy with the result tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, Snicko, he definitely would have had some highs and some lows there. His heart rate probably is still through the roof, possibly climbing back down. As we take a look at some of the individual stats for the game there, seeing how some of these players had lined up, and just as we kind of we discussed at halftime, Almatangi there, he's leading the charge, 250 run meters, 2 tries for himself there, 8 line breaks. He's had no errors, no penalties, and no missed tackles as well. That's a great stint from the fullback there. As we see, quite a lot of our players here for the Dolphins have actually hit over the 100 meters. You got Lord, Ole, Snow, Departure, Balbroa, Wells, Maikazi, Steemore, all hitting over 100 run meters. And Snicko with 136 run meters for 42 minutes. So he did half the game and got quite a lot of meters racked up there. Is there anything else in the Dolphins stats there you'd want to point out there for the fans at home?
Yeah, I always like pointing out some of those bench players because they might not have the minutes, but they definitely have the heart there. And it's players like Segarini, who might only be playing 17 minutes, but 38 meters and 5 tackles, none missed. That's what you want off you guys off the bench, to come on the field, do their job, and not let through any tackles.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's always good to see your bench players there have less minutes than they do run meters. It means they're getting through the work in the time you've given them. So great to see, like Segarini, Connell, even Stack Attack, getting those low minutes there, but getting more run meters than what they've actually got on the clock. As we'll take a bit of a geeze over at the Newcastle stats here, as we see quite a bit of a difference there. Mac, do you want to take us through what we've got here?
Yeah, well, Sadler and Nanai, you can always sort of see how well they've done from those run meters, both of which 100 meters each from their off down the field tries. But Sadler was an absolute workhorse with 26 tackles, 1 line break, even a kick to his name. Nanai is always Nanai out there. Of course, Ponkston, Driscoll, Butterfield, some excellent punch up the middle there from the forwards of the Knights here, who are definitely the stars of this team.
Yeah, absolutely. As again, kicking meters as well. I didn't see much of an impact on the kicking meters from the Dolphins, but Newcastle there, 300 kick meters from Butterfield, 137 from Boston, and just under 100 between Stadler and Nanai. Like, they got to their kicks and they got downfield really well. But again, I don't think the stats for the scoreboard do the game justice. Both teams played to the end, played really well, and set up a great clash for first v third. It'll definitely spill into the finals here and make the finals conversation an interesting conversation, especially with this loss to the Knights there.
And that also makes sure that the Dolphins, they've cemented their place in the top 4 now. And depending on how the Storm goes, we might have a new top runner by the end of this round.
Yeah, we definitely might. I believe that was the previous game, was it not? So we'll have to check in and see kind of how they went. And yeah, this final conversation is definitely heating up with, as you said, Dolphins have now cemented their spot in the top 4, and the Knights there, their spot in the top 4 is up in air, I believe. I believe they've got a couple more games there they have to try and win to complete that. But anyway, we will wrap this one up there for your Monday Night Football, and we will see you again tomorrow for some more football.